Everyone, my name is Hector Mendoza. In this video, I'm going to show you how to freeze single rows, multiple rows, single columns, multiple columns, or both columns and rows. Additionally, I'm going to show you how to repeat printed columns, rows, or multiple columns, multiple rows. So let's get to it. So I created this Excel file for y'all, and it's a big Excel file. So if you try to, let's say that you wanted to enlarge this area here. Now you got here, you see, I don't know what the column here is, or what the row is. In other words, who is the name and what date is this referring to, right? So let's say I want to repeat some of this information that you see right here. So I want to repeat the insured, or like let's say the person insured, the column number, and also every time I enlarge this, I always want to see who the insured person is. So let me show you how to do that. First of all, if I click here and I go to freeze, there's two ways to freeze this this column, okay? Well, this is actually, I'm going to do the row first, okay? So in your rows go from left to right, your columns, or these are your columns and these are your rows. So let's freeze this row. So the way to do this, you could go to View and then go to Freeze Panel, okay? Panels. So I could freeze the top row, or I can freeze the first row. At this point, I can't use this one right now, and I'll explain why. Okay, first let's freeze the top row. Now, as I scroll up and down, you see that first row is frozen, right? Now let's say that I wanted to freeze this left column. If I go to the right, I want to see this information every time I scroll up and down, because I want to know who this person is. Okay, so if I go in here and freeze this column, I would go to freeze first column. Okay, now I got my columns frozen, right? But look, my rows is no longer frozen. Now there's a way to get around that. First of all, we need to unfreeze everything. Wherever I click to everything to the left and up from this point is going to freeze. So let's start way down here. Let's go to freeze, and you're going to use the first one that says keep rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scrolls based on current selection. So look, if I click here and I select that thing, look what happens. Everything, so let me highlight so you can see what happens from here up. I'm going to go here and highlight it for you so you can see what's going on. And another thing, so let's go to that freeze panel again so you can see what's going to happen to the left. So if I go to View, Freeze Panels, it's going to go in here. Look, you see how it freezes to the top? Look at the right. See, because this is where we selected. So let's say I go in here and paint that. So look, this is where we had selected. So from here to the right, nothing moves. From here to the left, nothing moves. See, to the left of this, nothing moves. So, um, so basically what you would want to do is, let's say, have the name and the, so you, let's say you want to see from here up to the left. Okay, so we would go back and unfreeze that. So let's go to view, freeze. We're going to unfreeze panels. We're going to click here. We're going to freeze panels. Now look, it's always going to show me this first row and this first column, no matter where I go. Look, you see, there's my columns. I know that this guy is Jose. I know this guy is Cynthia, right? And um, it, so if I click down here, I know that this is when it was inspected, because the first row is being, it's not moving. So, so that's how you freeze your panels. Okay, now that that just freezes your view. So if I hit Control P and I don't have any settings other than 8.5 by 11 with your normal margins and no scaling, I would have 12 pages to print. Okay, and let's say you don't want to print 12 pages. What I would do on a large um, file like this, I would actually change my orientation to landscape. I still have 12, right? But let's say that I decided to reduce this from left to right to where all the columns would fit left to right. I would go in here and you see where it says no scaling? I would go in and shrink all columns to one page. Now I got 2 pages instead of 12 pages. The text is a little bit small. So what I could do is increase, or let's say decrease from here to here, decrease from here to here, which would increase the size of my text. So we would click here and we would customize the scaling. Presently, when you are scaling to size at this particular document, it is scaling at 45%. Okay, so two things I could actually do. First of all, let's go ahead and give you less margins so it would increase the size a little bit. So if I go to normal margins, I would go to custom. The top, let's say we'll change that to 0.5. It's half an inch at the top, half an inch at the bottom, 0.25, a quarter of an inch to the left, and a quarter of an inch, which is 0.25 of an inch. That gives us, you see how everything enlarged because it went to the width of the page. Every once in a while, every once in a while, your columns might look like this. Okay, so so that sometimes it might look like this on the right hand side. It might not go all the way, and it's because how you justified your text to the right or to the left. Okay, so you can actually manually scale this. So you would go in here and change that first. Look, so I'm going to do 50 and it's going to be too much. Look, so I'm going to hit 50. Look, I got 4 pages because it threw one column to the left. So this time I'm going to reduce it down just by 1. So let's say 49% and see if that gives me 2 pages. And it did. Look, from 1 to 2. Now your text is bigger and it is, um, you know, at this point, it might not be real legible. If you're older, you might have a, or you don't have 20/20, you might have problems reading this. No problem. So let's go in here and scale this to, let's say, let's scale it to 75%. Okay, and see how many pages that gives you. 75% of your regular text is going to give you 6 pages. Okay. So here's the problem. When you get down here, you cannot see your who the person is or this information at the top. And let's say you do want that. Okay, because all at this point we've just froze the uh, the columns for viewing. Now we're going to freeze them, or no, we're going to repeat the left column and the first row. So let me show you how to do that. So let's say that I wanted to repeat this first line and this first column on every page. So if I go into page setup right here, and you see this print titles, you can click here, get to it, but then you would have to click here, right? Or you can just click on print titles, which is easier. Now you see where it says rows to repeat at the top. You click on this box and you click the first row that you want. Okay, now you see columns to repeat to the left. So if I click here and I click here, now it repeats this column. You can see it by the way it's highlighted. Now if I hit Control P, even though that there's still 6 pages, each page has the leftmost column and the upper top column showing on each page, you see? So even though that those pages got separated, you know that this particular date would belong to this guy, and it was when it was inspected, or last time Xactimate was updated, you could tell that David was the one, that this was David's file that was less updated. So now let's say that you want uh, the name, not just the name, but you want the claim number on each page, and you wanted both. You see right here, it's only the first line. You wanted both lines that are bold. So we're going to go back. This time, we're going to go back to page setup, right? Then we're going to go print title. We're going to delete these 2 things, and hopefully it's going to make a mistake, and I'm going to show you how to fix this mistake. Let's see if it does it. If, more than likely it's not going to do it because I'm talking about it, but sometimes when you click here and you select the first 2 rows, okay, look at what it says, $1, $2. That means that you're going to print the first one and the second row. Now, if I click on columns to repeat, if I click on the first column, you see right now it has $A, $A, because that's the only one we're selecting, right? And if I click on column B, look at that. That was the mistake I was looking for. It has A and B. Well, what you want to do, backspace, and left click, drag to the right one, and now it says A and B. Okay, now when you hit OK, you hit Control P, every page is going to have the first 2 columns and the first 2 rows, which makes it real easy. Let's say you print all 6 pages and this gets separated, you know that this belongs to this guy, this is a claim number, and here's the two informations that you would would want to know what this particular time is. It's the time of the inspection, and it's for Jose, whatever it says up there. Anyway, guys, I hope this wasn't a long video. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to me. I got a bunch of cool little videos that shows a lot of things in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Photoshop, Illustrator, Exactamates, Ability, yeah, drone footage, a bunch of different videos. Again, thank you for watching my video.